I truly believe Borderlands 2 is the greatest sequel ever made. The best second game in a franchise ever made in the history of video games. I would take Borderlands 2 over all of them. But to first really pick anything as the best sequel, we must talk about what makes a great sequel itself. To me, what makes a great sequel is taking everything that went right in the original and amping that up to 11 and adding so many things onto that, and then trimming the fat of what the first game struggled with and minimizing that and playing to the game's strengths. I think Borderlands 2 does that perfectly. Looking at Borderlands 1, Borderlands 1 is so bare bones. That game is basically just a skeleton of what could possibly become later down the line. Borderlands 1 feels like a husk. It is just an empty husk of a game. There is barely any lore, there is barely any story, there's little direction, there's little character development, there's little anything, little narrative. There's barely anything going on narratively at all. The player really doesn't know what's going on. He's basically just following voices from his Echo device telling him what to do, and you don't really know why. On top of that, the world itself really feels empty, and in Borderlands 1 is really the only game in the franchise that was really going for the post-apocalyptic feel, and Borderlands 1 did nail that, because there is nothing in most of the worlds. It is a barren wasteland. You are running through empty fields, and there's just nothing going on. So they nailed that part, but I don't think that always leads to a great game. And I'm not here to just totally clown on Borderlands 1. It came out long time ago. It's old, and it did set up a fantastic franchise. Borderlands, one of my favorites ever. You guys have seen me play it a lot. I love Borderlands. Borderlands 1 did a great job setting it up, but I feel like Borderlands 1 is a game that walked so that Borderlands 2 could fucking sprint. Like, Borderlands 1 introduces mechanics that are later further explored to like the millionth degree. For example, the guns in Borderlands 1. Like, there's lots of different types of guns. There's shotguns, there's subs, there's ARs, there's snipers, right? Like, there's lots of different guns. But you could tell that they were trying to experiment and making them different. Like, you know, there's different elements in the first game, right? But there's not enough. There's not enough going on with the guns in Borderlands 1 to make them really that crazy. Borderlands 2 took that idea and was like, bitch, hold my fucking beer. Borderlands 2 added the guns like the Bane that can fucking scream at you while you're shooting, the Infinity Pistol, the conference call that could just ping bullets off the wall, the fucking B shield. Do I have to explain? They took the idea of having all these different guns and then actually implemented them. Like, the first game, they showed you that, okay, these guns can be different, but they didn't really get too creative with it. Borderlands 2, they went fucking bonkers with it. Every gun feels insanely unique. Every gun feels like it's like built for a certain build, and there's just tons of creativity within every single weapon, which the guns, huge part of the franchise. So nailing that, very important. The second biggest improvement, I think, has to be narratively. The first game had no real villain, had no driving force behind what was happening. Like, Commandant Steele is a background character at best. Nobody really knows her intentions. Nobody knows her personality. Nobody knows anything about her. Borderlands 2 took that and was like, bitch, here's Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack is witty, he's funny, he's cunning, he's evil as fuck, he's maniacal, he makes fun of you, he roasts you during the whole playthrough, he is in your face the whole time. Basically the opposite of Commandant Steele. Handsome Jack is just a constant, like, pest the whole game. He is, like, killing Roland, he is up in your face, he is making fun of you, he's eating fucking pretzels at you, he's butt stallion, all these things. Like, he is there to piss you off the whole game. He is in the story and in your face the whole game. They heard the complaints that the story was kind of weird and kind of in the background of the first game, and then they just fucking slapped it right in front of you in the second game, which I think is a huge improvement. Handsome Jack is one of the greatest video game villains of all time, if not number one. He's amazing. That is like monumental upgrade. To this day, people still hate on Borderlands 3 and 4 and compare those villains to Handsome Jack. Like, Handsome Jack is the Borderlands villain. The fucking movie probably flopped because Handsome Jack wasn't in it, let's be real. Speaking of adding characters, all the characters that you played as in Borderlands 1 now become your allies in Borderlands 2 as NPCs. There's missions that you do with Mordecai, with Lilith, with Brick, with Roland, and I think that is so cool. Playing on people's nostalgia is something that, you know, I'm used to playing Nintendo games, and, you know, they just kind of do that all the time. So to see it in a game like this, I think is really cool. I think it's executed perfectly. They're there to guide you. It feels like you're really immersed in the world because you're playing with other Vault Hunters. They've been through the same trials, tribulations that you are going through as a Vault Hunter, and you can lean on them. They show you the ropes. It just feels like you're really part of the world. You are on this journey with them, and their introductions are awesome. Like, Brick is the Slab King. You don't necessarily know that that's Brick when you go to that place. When they send you to meet the Slab King, you don't know that's Brick. So seeing him is like, holy shit, Brick is here? That's lit. Or when you meet Mordecai, they just say like, oh, there's like just drunk guy, then you gotta kill Varkids, and then you light the Varkids on fire, and Mordecai shows up. It's like, oh shit. Or Lilith is the Firehawk. You don't know who the Firehawk is. You have no idea what that is. And like, she's just like this shadowy figure on the mic as the echo device. And then she just shows up and starts using her powers. Like, that's hype. Like, they introduce them, they make them feel powerful. They make the Vault Hunters feel something. Like, that's really, really cool. They do that later in the franchise, but I think it's done best in this game. That's the part I'm trying to say. Like, they build so much upon the first game, even using the playable characters as NPCs to just add so much lore to them and flesh them out even further, because they don't get a whole lot of development in the first game. They get more in this game. Speaking of fleshing things out, one of the things they just fleshed out so much are the builds and the skill tree. Borderlands 1 skill trees are so tiny. They're so small. They're so bare bones. There's barely anything on them whatsoever. Barely any skills. Barely any type of build variety. There's barely any points or anything you could spend. It's so tiny, so small, so negligible. The second game took that to the fucking max. Each skill tree is a totally different build, and then you can mix and match them and just build out each character exactly how you want. They do get more fleshed out later in the series, but the jump from the first game to the second game, I think, is the biggest jump in any of the games. Like, it is monumental. It is massive. I also feel like in Borderlands 1, the abilities honestly just kind of suck. It's literally just like extra damage with revolvers, extra ammo gathered, or like just very remedial, boring shit. Like, there's nothing really cool going on in the first game with the builds. Like, they're very lackluster. They're not very powerful. This game just turns that shit to a fucking million, bro. You got awesome abilities like Bore on Zero. Like, holy shit, that shit would have just dwarfed anything in the first game. It's insane. Gun zerking in of itself, holy cow, that was so much better than anything Borderlands 1. Like, the abilities, the skill trees, the action skills, everything is just so much better in the second game. On top of all that, this game introduced badass ranks. For doing all these random little challenges, you get to upgrade your badass rank, and those badass ranks you get to upgrade individual like attributes like crit rate, gun damage, fire rate, grenade damage, all that shit. That shit turned it up to a million. Also, like, holy, there's no like in-depth builds like that spawn across all your characters in the first game. Like, that is super cool. I do miss weapon proficiencies though. I will shout out Borderlands 1 for having weapon proficiencies. I wish they brought that back. That's about the only thing that this game didn't do, but badass ranks is cool also. I do miss weapon proficiencies though. I wish they could have done both. But regardless, it's hype. They've improved it tenfold. The story, the guns, the characters, the builds, everything is just insanely improved. I know that there's other great, amazing sequels out there, but I don't know if there is one that just takes everything and just makes it a whole new, brand new experience like Borderlands 2. This game has stood the test of time. This game is still speedran to this day. This game is still played to this day because it is just that good. This game is so good when people ask me what Borderlands they should play if they've never gotten to the franchise, I tell them to just start with Borderlands 2 and then look up a YouTube video explaining the lore of the first game and just skip it all together. That's how much better this game is, in my opinion. I don't even think you need to play the first game whatsoever, because I'm scared that you're going to play it and you're going to get a totally different view of what the franchise is, because it's so drastically different, so drastically more boring than the rest, that I think it might turn you off and give you the wrong impression of the franchise. I think you should just start with Borderlands 2. That's how good I think this is compared to the first game. Fucking Yo, what's up everybody, it's Breetep here. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys like it, subscribe to the channel, and please follow me on Twitch at Breetep Plays Everything if you guys want to see me live. Thank you guys again so much for supporting the channel and watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, man. Peace.
That's a hot take, this the one chip challenge. A days during Ramadan, but that's all you could chew. What's the point of a big mouth and running all it could do? When the sun rises unadvised, I say all you can move. When the sun down, unbound, I make all you my food. My rise through a Lola was lies through your molars. Just look in the moon, I let my mark like I'm Steven, like this night from the tomb.